All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and
Thousands of wasted people are coming here for help.
Refugees
In
arrive every
Ethiopia,
single day.
7 million people are
of the
starving.
grain
If we had 1 acre
in
of
the
land,
world
we raised
The loss
cattle,
of
fed
CO2
to
and then
animal
we
absorbed
get
by
livestock.
trees
20
cleared
pounds
for
a week.
agriculture
Or
is a
on that
major
same
reason why
acre of
global
land, we
levels
could
of
grow
CO2
$365
contributes to climate
soybean.
change
And
through the greenhouse gases emitted by livestock. Sea ice is now 47%
Together we are fighting to preserve our fragile climate from irreversible damage and devastation.
Bottom line, best thing you can do for the planet is just to go vegan.
all things bright and beautiful, all
I'm vegan almost equally for all the reasons. Obviously, first, it's ethical. No one, like myself, I was fine with the concept of animals being killed for my food, but when you actually have to face it, you watch it, and it's, for almost everyone I've shown, it's harrowing and scarring, and people aren't willing to watch it, but they're also not willing to go vegan. And if you can't even bring yourself to watch it, then obviously there's something wrong with the footage.
I was vegetarian since I was about 9, and I just decided I didn't like things dying. That was it. That was 9-year-old self just going, I don't like it when things are dead. And then I didn't really look much into it, and then like about 3 or 4 years ago, watched a documentary called Vegucated, and then I suddenly found out, I don't know how, I didn't know this before, but found out like the really horrible things that happen in the dairy industry and the egg industry, like how all the little baby boy chicks die because they're useless. You're more food, I'm more art, but also we're both like food and art, so like I don't know, just kind of happened.
Yeah. when we started, it was like I come from like a restaurant background, and then Jess had just finished her like arts degree, and we both really wanted to work for ourselves and not like work for a big company or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was like a good way of like combining ourselves and working on something together, because it can be really, really daunting trying to be like self-employed on your own. But if you're gonna partner up with somebody, it needs to be somebody who's like very ideas oriented and like wants to generate an audience.
So there are now 30 save groups in all different counties. There's North East here in Newcastle, there's a Guildford save group, Bristol, and it is just groups of vegans who want to comfort the animals. They're not trying to stop them from going in, but it's just comforting them in their last hours, because very much so with pigs, they're so intelligent, you can really tell that they know you're there, and it does soothe them because they're manic, but when they're going in, they know what's happening.
For me, I've been vegetarian since I was 18, and it's the same sort of thing really, like just the more you find out about the dairy industry and the egg industry and that sort of thing, the more you sort of realise that veganism is kind of a more logical choice in a way. When I went veggie, it was more for the environmental reasons behind it, and I still strongly believe that people veering more towards a plant-based diet is better for the environment.
70% of the world's drinkable water is given to livestock for human consumption, and 40% of the world's grain, like that water is used on 40% of the world's grain, which would easily solve world hunger. It would solve world hunger, I think it's 14 times over. Yeah, I found out about like the environmental impact of veganism like whilst I was learning about the ethical side as well. Like it was all included, and that, like, I care about the environmental side about it as much as I care about the ethical side, because actually at the end of the day, like, people argue that ethics, like morality, is subjective, but it's unarguable that it's destroying the planet, and there's no planet B. So
Every week we're seeing new and undeniable climate events, evidence that accelerated climate change is here right now.
I've found that I almost subconsciously, but slightly conscious of it, I put a lot more effort into the meals I make if I'm with a lot of people, because you can show by example and lead by example with like, oh, vegan food can be delicious as well. So encourage everyone to try my food, and also talk about, show them that the ingredients are easy and that the cooking process is really simple and easy.
I prefer to like look at flavour combinations and stuff like that and see how I can translate that into vegan recipes. Generally, like the stuff we have on the menu in here, it tends to veer more towards like just vegetable-based dishes, so we don't use a lot of like mock meat and things like that, although we'll occasionally put something on. So we'll have music on from the show or from the films or whatever, and then we'll have like food that's inspired by different scenes in a movie and things like that, but it's all like kind of small plates, more gourmet food. And then we'll have we'll have the quiz, and it's bring your own booze, and people like have a drink and have a good time, and everyone kind of sits together on like a few tables and makes friends and that sort of thing.
And it's fun to dress
sometimes
up.
people dress up,
Yeah, I was Snow White the other week. It's good.
As vegan activism goes, it's probably up there with the more extreme, because there have been quite a few discrepancies between the vegans and the owners of the slaughterhouses, because a few of them get too passionate and start trying to block the trucks from going in, or start hurling abuse at the drivers. And so it's, there are vegan activists who are breaking into slaughterhouses and setting the animals free and throwing blood over people who wear fur and stuff. So that's quite extreme. It depends. I mean, in what way is it extreme? It's not affecting anyone. It's not hurting anyone. The only animals being hurt, the only thing that I see extreme is that the pigs that are going in there to be hung upside down and have their throats slit, like comparatively, standing outside a slaughterhouse isn't extreme.
So, as you can see, we have a sort of hint as to what the menu is on the board, but we'll tell you a bit about each course as it comes out. So this is it was like a strawberry layered cake, so we've done that, but we've given it like an extra Japanese twist by adding matcha green tea to the cake. And then it's got like pistachios and soy cream and stuff on it. Yeah, so it's a nice feasty finale to the meal, so yes, enjoy, and thank you for coming and all that jazz. Yay.
Right, have a fab evening. Give us a review on TripAdvisor. Thank you.
The last Friday
Thank you so much. Have a superb evening.
You too.
Have fun. Yay. That's so good. I'm so glad you loved it. Have a great time.
Have a great
Enjoy
night.
your record and your new friends. Toodles.
So, I'm at Tulip Foods Slaughterhouse, where 3,000 pigs are sent to slaughter a day, every single day. And this is the section of the slaughterhouse where the pigs are gassed to death. So they're gassed with with carbon dioxide gas, which burns like acid the second it comes into contact with mucous membranes, which means the second they breathe in, when it comes into contact with the surface of their lungs burn from the inside out, their noses, their mouths, their eyes, everything burns. So they die a very painful death. Very often they're not actually unconscious or dead. They're just unconscious. They're not dead by the time they've been gassed. So they're fully conscious when they have their throat slit, hanging upside down.
There's no need to go 100% vegan right away if everybody just tries to incorporate more plants into their diet, and don't think of it as like what you can't have. Just try and eat as much plant food as you can, and then look to the other things. Don't make meat the center of the plate.
Like, there's a lot more people can do, but like that's like the minimum. It's just not killing. That's what it means to me. It's just not murdering and not paying people to murder things. That's just the minimum.
Would you do it again?
I wouldn't want to because it was so sad, but I think it's important to whenever I feel that my passion for, if I get tempted by some food, it's the best thing to keep me passionate and keep morally, anyway, for the moral argument of veganism, to keep your goal in sight. I think I would do it again, yeah, to keep me passionate.